Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just finished watching Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna, which is said to be the final film in the Digimon Adventure series, as well as the series finale of the entire Digimon franchise. While the Digimon Adventure 2020 reboot is still going on Saturday nights, this is basically the end of the story of Taichi and Matt and Agumon and the rest of the Digimon. And when it comes down to it, I do think that for Digimon longtime fans, this could be a sobering film for them. A film about growing up and learning to move on, but still holding the bond to those close to you in your heart. Leading to a conclusion that might be heart-wrenching for some, but I think it stands alongside Toy Story 3 in how relevant it is, and how it could make longtime fans of the series cry on the way out of the film screenings. Let's get to the story, shall we? The story is set 5 years after Digimon Adventure Tri, where Taichi, Matt, and most of the other Digidestined are now adults. Taichi and Matt are now university students who are still undecided on where they should go in the future, even after some of their friends have chosen their own paths. But when a woman named Menoa happens to arrive and happens to be researching Digimon and finding a way to make sure the Digimon don't have to leave their Digidestined chosen ones, Taichi and Matt realize they only have a limited time left with their Digimon before they have to leave their friends for good. And while Minowa tries to find a way to make it so that they don't have to lose their connection with their friends, Taichi and Matt have to struggle with the realization that they're gonna have to learn to grow up, or they'll have to be in this sad delusion of wanting to be a child for the rest of their lives. And that brings us to the message of the film, because the whole plot of the film brings forward its positive message of learning how to grow up and be an adult in the mind, but still managing to be a child at heart. I do think it's a really positive message to go for, considering that a lot of fans like us do want to hold on to the past. We do want to hold on to the things that we remember from our childhood innocence, but we've got to learn to grow up at some point, because it's just a part of life. And the film realizes that and gets across that message in a way that lets us know our heroes are practically as alive as we are in this case. Basically, they feel a lot more human in this film than they do in practically any other Digimon series. But of course, this is also an animated film in the Digimon universe. And despite the heavy themes, it still has some of the best action scenes and the most fun animation that I've seen throughout the entire franchise. Toei Animation, of course, brings their A-game when it comes to a lot of the film's visuals, and many of the action scenes definitely show off their skills. Though I will admit, you've got to be a big fan of the Digimon series past the original one to understand or get the most out of the film, as there are several cameos for characters that appear throughout the series that show up from time to time. I didn't recognize all of them, but I do know that longtime fans are probably going to get a kick out of seeing all these characters together in one film. However, if you aren't a big fan of Digimon, you can still get into the film even if you only remember the original Digidestined, since this is mainly Taichi and Matt's story, and how it comes to a conclusion. And with its excellent action scenes and emotional impact, it definitely feels like the most complete Digimon story of the bunch. Complete with great voice acting on both the subtitled and dubbed versions. And there's also fun callbacks to the original series, like the use of the word prodigious, and the fact that some of the actors have played these characters for years, and are reprising their roles, especially on the dubbed side. There's even a fun action scene at the beginning of the film, where the Digidestined face a Parrotmon, just like the Digimon movie from back in the 90s and the early 2000s. So, as a whole, Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna not only manages to be a fun Digimon film for longtime fans, but has a great message that is, in my opinion, extremely relevant, and it's just a shame that this film had to wait till now to finally see the light of day to our American audiences. But for now, I'll just say that Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna gets a very deserved 9 out of 10. Just watch it and enjoy its greatness. See you next time.